It's just another day, so we have a good old Swiss brand. So I am going to talk about this watch company today that dates back to 1853 and was started by a father-son duo in the Swiss Jura Mountains. And the brand we have today is Tissot. Well, they started their watchmaking journey in Lillocle, but that's not the only thing they did. In fact, they were instrumental in setting up watch schools to develop skills and expertise, which later on led the Swiss to monopolize watchmaking standards on a global level for a really long time. These achievements can't be overlooked, and that's why Tissot is one of the most revered watch brands out there, while they are also a part of the Swatch Group since 1983. 1978 is the actual year when the Tissot launched their initial PRX, which was heavily inspired by Gerald Genta's iconic design in the form of royal oak. And 2021 is the year when they reintroduced the original PRX in the form of quartz and automatic variants in two dial options, including a smaller 35mm dial and a 40mm dial. Well, they have been burning the midnight oil when the world was cursed under COVID. From that day to this day, they have been hitting home runs consistently left, right and center, while their sales have skyrocketed and their prices have also increased. So have you ever asked yourself as to what is the actual reason behind it? Why so much love but also so much hate at the same time? I got this PRX 40mm in automatic in a stunning blue dial with a stainless steel case. First glance on this one and you'll realize here that this is a standard 40mm dial with an 11mm thickness and a 44mm lug-to-lug width. Looks more wider than being taller, but that is the inherent quality of a Tonneau design. This octagonal case obviously reminds us of watches that are out of sight and out of mind for most of us, including the AP and the PPs. The Waffle dial, as this is famously called, is quite unique and a treat to the eyes. Not too much, but not too plain either. Now the PRX comes in a boatload of colors, and that's what has actually worked really well for them. You will find colors like the black, the blue, the ice blue, the green, and also the light green color. And they also launched a special edition in the form of UFO Grandizer, which according to me is a bit polarizing. And then you have three new options, including a gradient blue, a gradient purple, and the carbon black PRX. So do check out all the colors in the PRX before you make the final choice. And this is when I haven't turned to the quartz PRX yet. Check out another review I did for the PRX quartz 35mm variant, and in that process, hit the subscribe button. A 316L stainless steel case adorned with a scratch-resistant sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating provides very good visibility under brighter conditions. You'll find a date window at 3 o'clock and superluminova coated on baton hands and indices, which is just a formality by the way. This is a really sleek dial with brushed polish finish on the case and the bracelet. The full form of PRX, as you know, is precise, robust, and the X here stands for 100 meter of water resistance, which is good enough at least for a dress watch. Overall, the watch wears generally larger and could be too large for folks with smaller wrists, while this is a steel version which weighs 138 grams. A quick look at the rear and you'll see an exhibition case back with their well-tried and tested Powermatic 80 movement with a 23 jewel setup. The rotor here is beautifully done with a wavy sunray-like pattern which almost looks like Medusa's hair. Now this one is actually based on the ETA caliber C07, which is in turn based on ETA's 2824-2 caliber. Well, they've done things to bump up the power reserve, which is 38 hours in 2824 to 80 hours here in the Powermatic. They have actually lowered the beat rate from 4 to 3 Hz to achieve this feat. This one does not have an ETA cron regulator found in many other watches, and Tissot regulates it via laser, which is why this is called a high-tech escapement. While handling the watch, you can also see the sunburst effect coming into play, and this one's a beautiful dial that you can see. Tissot has also done their bit to make it less prone to magnetism by introducing a titanium-based alloy called Nivacron in their hairspring. You get 3 strap options here in the PRX lineup, with the leather and silicone straps on the cheaper side, while you can see the metal bracelet here on my wrist, which is slightly more expensive. I have a 7-inch wrist, so I think I can easily pull this off. This is an integrated sports bracelet in brushed finish with a butterfly clasp to fit it properly. Now the PRX here is priced for 69,000 rupees in India and around $700 globally. But what are the other watches that you could buy if you're looking to buy a PRX? Because this is a slightly luxury category, especially if you are in the Indian subcontinent. The competition here looks stone cold, with the greatest rival being Frederick Constant's classic index automatic watch. I personally feel FC is a much better brand than Tissot, so I would go for this one anytime. And then you could also go for FC's moon phase in the leather strap. And then you have the Seiko Alpinist, which is a totally different design, but it is at loggerheads with the Tissot PRX. Out of the two, which one would you prefer? Well, sometimes you are looking to buy a performance watch, but on other occasions, you might just be looking to go for a brand. So I would suggest you also check out Maurice Lacroix's Icon in the quartz version. Another jump will take you to the upper category of a Longines with their Conquest 41 in quartz variant. And then to round up the collection is the much loved or much hated Rado Diastar. But I'll tell you, there's a certain class of people that are loving this watch and would buy this over any other watch. So now I am definitely confused after discussing so many options as to which watch should I buy. Should I go for a brand or should I go for a performance watch? The need is mine, so the choice should be mine too. In my opinion, to round up the discussion, Tissot PRX Automatic is a hero of a product that you should have in your kitty. Why? Because that comes in umpteen number of colors, top line specs, and also a very reliable brand name and heritage to go about. 60,000 in your wallet, and it's tough to resist the temptation that comes with Tissot PRX. I mean, who dislikes a PRX? You have to be a different breed to hate it completely. But when push comes to shove, I am sure the PRX stands tall. How tall? That you have to decide. By now, you know what the watch is about, what is the competition looking like, so it is your choice to pull the trigger, and I'm sure you won't regret it. What are you wearing today?